Sometimes a game comes along that just leaves you in awe. A game that completely revolutionizes the way you think about certain gameplay mechanics and genres. A game so damn good that it instantly becomes an all-time favorite. That game for me is Suikoden. It's got a slick battle system, base building, and a wonderful story that's humorous in all the right places. And for all those reasons is why I decided to go with Master Tir, aka Tir McDohl, for the first episode of Who the Heck Is. So without further ado, I am Terror Squirrel, and I present to you Who the Heck Is Tir McDohl. Tir's backstory. Tir McDohl, only son to the great Imperial General Tir McDohl, is the main character of Suikoden. This young Master Tir is mostly a silent protagonist, with his speech basically coming in the form of the player making choices. And that's totally okay though, because there's nothing wrong with a silent protagonist. Through a tragic series of events, Tir goes from being an Imperial errand boy, or man I guess, to the leader of the Terran Liberation Army, originally headed by Odessa Silverberg. Tir suffers through some great loss in this game, but stays true to the cause and eventually leads the Liberation Army to victory over the Scarlet Moon Empire. Since the early stages of the game, he's equipped, or cursed rather, with the Soul Eater, one of the 27 true runes, as given to him by his best friend Ted. What's a rune? Well, it's sort of like a tattoo, I guess. A tattoo that imbues its wearer with certain special abilities, whether it be magic, improved physical ability, or a super attack. I'll get into those more when we go over more Suikoden characters for sure. Tir's weapon is a bow staff, which he learned to wield from his master Kai, with whom he has a pretty wicked unite attack. Depending on the level of upgrades, the staff has the name of the Wolf Fang staff, the Dragon Fang staff, and the Heaven Fang staff, and it caps out at a max of 158 power at upgrade level 16. This is a little lower than some of your more powerhouse characters, as let's be real, it's a staff. If it were a sword, it might be a little bit higher. He's a medium range character, which means if he's in the front, he can hit both rows of enemies, but if he's in the back, he can only hit the front row. I tend to keep him in the back so I can have a powerhouse trio of short rangers up front. He can use his rune to deal significant damage, or straight up send enemies to hell. I guess that's where they go at least. As previously stated, Tir has a unite attack that he can use with his master Kai. Unite attacks are those which join up one or more characters to do an attack at the same time to attack more enemies or do more damage, or even both. Anywho, Tir and Kai's attack is the Master Pupil attack and does double damage to all enemies on the field. It's a wonderful ability to use against medium to large groups of enemies. Best part is, no unbalancing. What's unbalancing? It's when your character can't attack or use a rune for a turn because they overexerted themselves doing something else. As for the Soul Eater and other magic-based runes, they come with 4 tiers of spells that can be cast from them, each tier having a limited number of times it can be cast based on the character equipped with said rune. Here are the tiers of magic for the Soul Eater. Tier 1 is Deadly Fingertips, which attempts to remove the chosen non-boss enemy from existence. Tier 2 is Black Shadow, which does about 300 damage to all enemies. Tier 3 is Hell, which attempts to remove all enemies from a fight. Tier 4 is Holy Crap Judgment, which does a whopping 1500 damage to an enemy. The Soul Eater is no joke. Stats. Tir is an all-arounder, but slightly better than average in most things, which is great because he's a forced character throughout the game. I'll be doing more Suikoden characters in the future too, so you can learn more. Just note, these are max level stats. Strength, 188. Let's just compare that real quick to Pesmerga's 404. Big difference there. The rest of the skills though, they're capped out at 255, so you can get an idea of the range based on that. 220 skill, 178 magic, 218 attack, 171 magic defense, 168 physical defense, 217 speed, and 178 luck. Fun facts. Tir shows up as a playable and storyline character in Suikoden 2, as well as in Genso Suikoden 2, which we never got. Sad face. Tir can be translated into arrow, earth, or change shape depending on your language, and can be related to Tir of Norse myth, Tir of Armenian myth, and an astral deity in Old Iranian. Tir's name is Louis in the Suikoden 1 manga. Tir's best alternate name is totally Schultenheim Reinbach IV. That's it for my dive into Tir McDohl's character. I'd love to hear what you think of Tir, so feel free to leave a comment down below with your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or sub to the channel and help spread the word. I hope you'll join me again next time when I go over another character from one of my favorite RPGs. Thanks a bunch and have a wonderful day. Bye!